What's up, guys? If this sun at 109 degrees is going to punish us, then we're going to at least get something out of it and be able to power up all the batteries in the Black Series with 4 new solar panels from Newpowa. All right, all you off-grid, overlanding, and boondocking RVers, this video is for y'all. We just got a full solar system upgrade from Newpowa Energy for our Black Series HQ21. We're going to bring y'all along for the install. Oh, I have to get one of those. All right, so we got everything we need. We're gonna go over and use our neighbor's RV carport. It's 107 degrees today here in Texas. So to be able to do this whole install out of the heat, out of the sun, really awesome of them to let us do it. So we're gonna go drive everything over. All right, guys, so we're over at our neighbor's RV carport. It was really awesome of them to let us use this while they're out of town so that we can do our solar system upgrade install. I've got everything that we need. We loaded in the panels. These are the universal Z brackets from Newpowa. These are awesome because they're gonna raise the solar panels over an inch off of the roof of the RV. And from the research that I was doing, I'm pretty sure that's why the factory flex panels stopped working on our Black Series. There's no air circulation going underneath. So really happy about these. These look to be CNC'd aluminum, really impressed with that. These are the pigtail connectors. Newpowa offers these so that you can wire up your panels in series and in parallel, which is what's necessary when you're going to run 4 of them like we are. This is the sealant. So I've got the caulking tube style of the sealant as well as the Dicor tape. I like to do as much as possible to mitigate any sort of leaks, particularly when it comes to the roof. So what I'm gonna do there is I'm gonna cut strips, put that underneath the Z brackets so that whenever those are getting screwed down into the roof, mitigate as much chance of any sort of water leakage as possible. Now this is something I'm really excited about. We're also replacing the solar controller that the Black Series came with. This is Newpowa's Frigate Series. It's an MPPT 40 amp solar controller. What I really love about this is that it has a Bluetooth app feature. So when we're in camp, I'm able to hook up to the Bluetooth and see just how efficient the solar panels are based off the sun that day to see what level the batteries are getting charged up to. That was a big shortcoming of the factory system in the Black Series. We'd come back, there's a small little remote type controller and all it shows is 4 levels in the battery, no percentage. And before we knew it, we were waking up in the morning with no solar. Come to find out our factory solar panels were dead, but we didn't know because we weren't getting a reading from the solar controller that those batteries weren't receiving anything from the solar panels. So really excited about this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, get the ladder, get all the equipment and the tools up on the roof of the RV and start measuring out and getting all these brackets and panels installed. So let's go ahead and get up there. All right, so we're up on the roof. I'm getting all this cleaned up. I'm gonna get all the factory wiring out of here so that we can set the new panels, figure out exactly where the mounts are gonna go into the roof, put the Dicor on top of them, and then start running all the wires. All right, so we love our trailer, but These solar panels that come with it are absolute trash. I don't know when they stopped working, but we've had our trailer for, I don't know, like 9-10 months, and I don't remember the last time they actually worked. So I went ahead and pulled these off the roof to give us even more working room to get the new panels on. These new 220 watt panels from Newpowa, they are significantly bigger than this, so we're gonna need every bit of real estate we can to play Tetris and get them up. So I need to pull 2 more of these panels. And then we'll start working on the brackets, aligning them out, see where they're gonna fit, and get them installed. Switches mode from like video, time-lapse photo. As if the panels weren't bad enough, they use like a whole tube of Dicor to affix them onto the roof. So pulling these off has taken every bit of strength that I have. So
they really did say, what's the cheapest panels we could put on here?
Yeah, these are garbage.
I get why everybody talks crap about them in this group.
Yeah. And they won't even cover them with their warranty either, so there's that.
Does it say what brands those are?
I can't read Chinese.
Oh.
If anybody can, don't buy from that company.
Yeah.
Pieces of junk. So now that we got the old panels off and the new ones up here, we did a little bit of a game of Tetris so that we could move them around and see exactly where these 220 watt panels were going to be able to fit up onto the roof. We still wanted to use all 4 of them. We did find that the 220 watt panels, they are a little bit wider than the 200s. Looking back, the 200s would probably fit a little bit more tight and smooth with the body lines. No regrets, we're gonna stick with these. There's just a little bit hanging over the edge of the side of the RV. We're talking like 1.5 inches. It's not bad at all. But for the extra 80 watts of solar, we're willing to make that compromise. So on these 2 panels, we've got the brackets. They're installed. We have not drilled the screws into the roof yet. That's gonna be after we get all 4 lined out, spaced exactly how we want them. We're gonna take the Dicor tape, put that underneath the brackets, and then from there, final install is going to be screwing down the roof screws through the brackets into the roof, covering them with the sealant, and from there we'll be going downstairs. No, I take that back. After that, we'll be connecting all the positive and negative cables. We'll be doing them in parallel and in series. That's how you have to do 4 of them. So I've got a diagram that Newpowa sent us for that. So that'll be the next update, and then from there we'll be doing the solar controller inside the coach. So because of the size of the panels and then the spacing on the roof between the edge and then things like these windows or the AC unit, we're having to relocate the bracket mounting holes. So for the sake of any sort of wind lift, driving down the road, we're doing 2 of them on the front of this bracket, which would face the front of the coach, and then 1 in the back and then 1 on the side. Unfortunately, because these panels are as wide as they are, we don't have the extra space on both sides of the panel to set the brackets. It's just not something that's going to work between the panel hanging over and then the AC unit blocking it. If you have like a Class A or some of these other coaches that may have these things distributed a little bit different, it's probably not going to be a problem. And if you do have a Black Series, particularly the HQ21, like I said, you can do this. It's not going to be a problem. They're going to be affixed to the roof securely. It's nothing that we're concerned about. But based off of size, you could still go with Newpowa's 200 watt panels, and they're going to save you 3 inches in width and I think 2 inches in length, which would really make it fit the roof almost perfectly. But again, we have the 220s. We're happy with what we have, and we are making them fit as well as we can. But what I've got is my drill. I'm drilling very carefully, so as soon as I get through the aluminum and have a little indentation, I'm going really slow, not much pressure, letting the drill bit do as much of the work as possible, because the last thing you want is to push through, break the solar, and then this is a wasted panel. So going really slow, but I'm just gonna split this into thirds and then put one of the brackets a third the way down, and then another bracket a third the way down, and that's gonna face the front, and then this panel will be ready. We're gonna do the same exact bracket setup on this other one that's gonna be up front as well. Okay, so we've got all 4 of these 220 watt panels. They've got the brackets on. We've laid them out on the roof, almost exactly where we're gonna end up doing the final install, screwing them into the roof. So we're just gonna do a little bit more measuring. We're gonna pull the positive and negative cables out, connect them, and make sure that we've got the clearance that we want for our windows. So this window, as well as the one up in the front, they open, they lift up. So we're going to ensure that the panels are moved enough out of the way so that when those lift up, there's no interference. Other than that, we will be using, like I said, the Dicor tape that's going to go underneath the brackets. We'll run the mounting screws down into the roof, and then we'll put the sealant over the top, ensure that there's not going to be any sort of water seepage into the roof. From there, the last part that we'll do is we'll connect all of the panels together, and then our solar pre-outs that are over here on this end of the roof, we'll plug in black and red. From there, the next step is going to be going down into the coach. We're going to take out the old solar controller. We're going to install the new one from Newpowa, the 40 amp Bluetooth Frigate MPPT. And once that's wired up, we're gonna link it with the Bluetooth app, and then we're ready to start testing it. We've got everything at this point upgraded. We've got the old panels in the trash where they belong, full upgraded system. And personally, I'm just really excited to see just how long we're able to boondock and what we're able to do without needing our generator. All right, so I've got the roof sealant, and this is in just a regular caulking gun, and we're covering the top of each of the bolts that were used to secure the mounting brackets to the roof. This is going to make sure that it's fully weatherproof and adds a little bit of peace of mind to seal over the top of each of the bolt heads. So now that everything is done up on the roof, we have all the panels mounted, the brackets are sealed in, and we ran all the wires. Now we're inside the coach. We're doing the last piece, which is connecting the solar controller. So this is Newpowa Solar Controller. Really neat feature that they have is a battery temperature sensor. So we're going to go ahead, plug that in. And then from here, there is a positive and negative port for solar panel wires, and then a positive and negative port for your battery. We're going to go ahead, we're going to plug these wires in, get them installed, and then the LCD readout is going to show the status of the solar panels, the battery, what level that's at. And then from there, we're just going to link it to the Bluetooth app, which is, you know, like I said before, something I'm really excited about having whenever we're in camp, to be able to see just how well the solar panels are working and to see what the charge level's at. So we're going to go ahead and get these installed. So these little Phillips head connections make tightening everything down really simple and secure. I do have all battery power off completely. That's smart to do anytime you're messing with any of your electrical components. But the last part here, these are going to be our battery wires. Okay, so we went ahead, turned back on all the power, all the breakers, and you can see that on this solar controller, it's going to automatically toggle between whichever state it's in for charging status, MPPT, boost, and then float. You're going to see you select the type of battery that you have, and same goes for any sort of error codes or low voltage. That's going to come up automatically. But on the LCD display, we're seeing the current voltage and we're seeing the amps that are being drawn. It is a full sun day. We have it parked out right in our driveway there's no tree cover or anything. But you're also going to see right here, this is the temperature reading from the temp sensor, 98 degrees. You know, we are in North Texas and it's the middle of August, so it's pretty ridiculous heat, but it looks like right now everything is working how it should. So I'm going to go ahead. This solar controller came with mounting brackets on the back that are built in. So what I'm going to do is I already screwed in the screws that it's going to hang on. And just like that, we're ready to go. So let's pull up the app, make sure everything connected. So right here, it's the Solar Life app. We're going to go ahead, connect solar device. And this is where we are. So volts, amps, exactly where the batteries are at. As of right now, it shows that our batteries have 78% life. I'm already loving the monitoring that this is providing. All right, guys, so that's the install. Everything's done. It's all working. I'm really excited about this setup. The solar controller, it's showing that battery levels are already climbing into the 70s. It hasn't even been on shore power for days now. Really loving the clean install. The brackets that are provided by Newpowa really made setting it up on the roof exactly where it needed to be, but securely. Something I'm really happy with the look of. So our next trip, we've got a hunting trip in Colorado I think we're leaving in 3 weeks. It's going to be a full off-grid trip. So this is going to be the first test for us to see exactly how well the solar does to keep everything inside the coach, charged up. We have the Starlink internet, so with that always running, that's going to be really nice to see when we leave everything on, come back to camp. Is solar able to keep all those batteries topped off? One thing we wanted to share with y'all is a coupon code. So Newpowa gave us a coupon code to share with all of our viewers. If you've made it this far, we really appreciate it. And if you've made it this far, you're probably interested in adding or upgrading the solar on your setup. So the coupon code is going to be down in the description, but it's PASEK05, PASEK 05. That's going to get you 5% off any order over $100 with Newpowa. We're going to have their link down below as well, along with a link to their YouTube page. They've got a lot of helpful tips as far as the different pieces of equipment that they offer, the different panels, and helping you to pick all the components that are going to be right for you. Thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, because we are going to be doing a follow-up video to this that's going to be a full review. We're going to release that one in October after our hunting trip, and that's going to be a full breakdown of exactly how this full system performed while we were back in the backcountry, totally off-grid, relying just off these solar panels. Thank y'all so much for watching.